Now, the Gauteng Department of Education launched its online application process this week. And of course, we know that last year it did experience some problems with the system in itself crashing, parents complaining about school options. And then we've got the MEC Panyaza Lesufi has urged parents to stick to the application period, which ends in June. And this is to avoid late applications as well as late placement. So here to talk to us more about the online registration process, how it's been going so far, some of the issues that you have also expressed to us on our social media pages that we do have in studio, Steve Mabona, who is the MEC's spokesperson for the Department of Basic Education in the Gauteng province. Now, remember, you can be part of our conversation. The number to dial is 011 4471 742, alternatively 1620. And you can leave your comments on our Facebook as well as our Twitter page. Steve, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, Faith.
Now, when we're looking at the process itself, right, we know that last year we went through, and many parents went through the application process. We know that the system crashed. We know that the MEC was actually in the not Orange Free State, Orange Farm, to assist parents in terms of how is it that they can best apply. What have been some of the challenges that you've encountered so far, and how have you remedied the situation?
Look, as the department, we are very much excited to announce that yesterday by lunchtime, we had about 152,000 applications that were successful. And remember, on the first day, our target was about 100,000, and we surpassed our target, which was 108,000 of applications that were successfully, sent through by the system. So we are very much excited, and we are saying the minor challenges that we were experiencing was more on the addresses, which necessitated people opting for wrong addresses, and they will then pop up wrong schools. Like, for instance, if you have the same street probably in Centurion, you will then have other options that will be coming from maybe Benoni and the other areas. You click on the wrong address because we share street names, because our system is GPS oriented. So that's where the problems were, but we managed to sort them out. And the other thing was, I think about a few thousand applicants received an SMS which did not have a reference number. But then we detected that from the system. By end of business, we had resent them the SMSs with the correct reference number. So far, we are doing very well. We are quite happy.
So the whole issue around it is it's great that the Department of Basic Education is becoming more and more innovative in ways of which to place learners. However, the sentiments that have been shared by many parents, and we've received it, we'll even go through some of the comments on our Facebook pages as well, is that when a parent picks the school, it's you giving them three options. If they should get it rejected, how do they go back now and apply to place the children in another school? Because, I mean, you'd appreciate that last year we had a significant number of children who are not placed in schools by the time school started. No,
let's start there. The issue of kids not placed by the start of school in January was the parent did not apply. So we had a backlog of people who came in January.
You're saying that the parents did not apply?
Yes.
So not because your system rejected them, not because the online application process had a few glitches in the system, none of that?
Though it had glitches, but we opened it up and encouraged them to apply. So by January, we were sitting with more numbers from the ones that we were dealing with as our backlog. We were sitting with more numbers of people who just came, wanted to be in the system, and we managed to place them by February. But let's move. Let's say the
when
options
you say you
in the
managed
system
to place them by February, because again, as I'm saying, that the reason why we have you in this conversation is so that we can iron out all issues related to this system. And you can imagine that it's a very stressful time for parents. And the media is going to be covering this endlessly, showing the cues,
I want to move on.
Yeah, but we can't move on up until we've addressed the fact and that we can appease the people that are watching and the parents that the issues that you were confronted with as a department last year, where we even had learners not being in schools. that will not happen again come in 2018?
We don't have those issues now. The system did not crash. The system is operational. We are sitting at 152,000 applications now. Our target is about 300,000. So we are. It's the third day now. We are almost halfway, and the system will be closing on the 12th of June, midnight. So we still have a few weeks to encourage parents to apply. And come the placement period, which will be between July and October, we will manage to place the learners accordingly. Because you'll remember, there are popular schools which will take so many applications, but then you cannot place everyone in one school. Like for instance, everyone wants to go to Parktown, everyone wants to go to Pretoria Boys High, everyone wants to go to Girls High. We can't take everyone there. But then as a department, working with the districts, we will be in a position to say, after we have placed the children and the schools are full, we will then use the neighboring schools to place as per the preference, but then the qualifying criteria is going to be, taken in consideration. Not going to just to say.
And you know why I'm asking you these questions there.
You applied first, and then you get a school first. No.
And you know why I'm asking this, Steve, is because you're right in mentioning the criteria as well. And we're actually having a conversation with Mark Haskins just before we actually sat down, you and I, is that where we're sitting right now, unfortunately, and you'd appreciate this, even in the Gauteng province, the quality of education received by the learners is not the same. One school has got 20 teachers. The other school has got 100 teachers. As a parent, I'm going to choose a school that's got the 100 teachers. Hence why we see even the semi-private or even the public schools that have been known to have a traditional of good quality education, they're being flooded. You've got parents that are lining up days before just to get their children registered.
No.
This application process is somehow based on the assumption that the quality of education in this country is equal. We both know that it's not. So those parents that are not getting into the school of choice, they're not, because it's full, as you rightfully mentioned, it's full. They're not getting into the school of choice. How do you guarantee that parent that my child is going to have a good quality education, because you're not giving them the option of choice?
Let me now assist that the system, it's assisting us to make sure that we plan ahead. We'll be knowing which school need more learner material. We'll be knowing which school need more educators. If we need additional classes, where do we need additional classes? And what we are doing on top of that, we are doing what we call ranking of schools. Because we have realized during the results, your former Model C schools are not doing well in terms of performance. Talking performance now, we're not talking when you see a uniform that is probably beautiful, when you are looking at it and then you say the school is doing well. We'll be looking at educators. How are they doing? Are their children passing in the class? Learner material, do they have sufficient infrastructure? How is the school structured? Are they coping? The management of the school, SGB, are they functional? Is the management of the school, up to standard? Because we've seen that some parents will send schools probably in the CBD, in the city center, only to find that school does not even have a principal there.
You were speaking a bit earlier about how the system has not crashed. I'm going to read out a comment here by Lorraine Mutau. Lorraine says, the online system is not working. I applied on the 2nd at 9:36, but it crashed. And when I went to school, they told me that on the form I must just write the time that I applied. The system cannot make amends or changes. That this shows that it's still not effective. My son is attending a school in Kempton Park, and I'm staying at Vanderbijl. When applying, the system gave me options of schools in Sandton and Randburg, and their helpline is not working either. And so this is a comment from Lorraine, and Lorraine actually went through the application process. So it's either Lorraine is doing something wrong or the numbers that are not working in the system, there's something wrong with the system. So what's going on there?
No, we've been attending to individual cases like that, and we've been solving them. So we welcome, we'll probably get more details. If we can get her contact details, we'll interact with her, we'll assist. But what we can assure you, we can realize that the challenge that we have here, it's a user challenge than a system challenge. Most of people do wrong things, and those that they were taken through the process on the phone, they managed to go through. I mean, for an example, there's a friend of mine who called me who was doing wrong things. And I had to tell him, no, you are doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I mean, one was stuck in the 2017, application system. I said, but look at the date there. It's 2017. He moved to 2018, and then he in 3 minutes he was done.
You see, the good thing is that the fantastic thing about that, Steve, is that person is a friend of yours, so they get to have help on the minute.
Now,
those people that are not friends of you, I understand, but those people that are not friends of yours.
You can go to my page. Yeah. I've assisted so many people to attest. I was just making an example that is the friend that it's someone that is savvy, who must understand the system. I expected a lot out of him.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's a user challenge. It's not a system challenge.
Are you going to be reaching out more to townships as well as to perhaps peri-urban areas, so that we can make sure that even the Makokos, as you heard on Facebook, can have access to the internet, and also to learn how to apply for the young ones?
We have 65 centers in the townships, in all our districts. Our officials are there assisting. The one in Orange Farm that you have seen, that we have quoted,
yes.
That's where we started. But then we have a replica of those in all the districts. You go there. If you don't want to do anything with the technology, you go, you just give them information. They click in there, they assist you. When you go out, within 3 minutes, 4 minutes, the SMS will be there saying you have successfully submitted. So come July, October, give us the documentation, accept the school that we've provided to you. But then we appeal to parents that they must work with us. They must understand that it's not possible to be placed in probably in one school, all of us. So if you are not placed in a school that you preferred, we'll try to make sure that we don't inconvenience you, but we go to the neighboring school that is not far from what school you have opted for.
Well, we definitely look forward to having another conversation with you, obviously just after the closing date, so we can do a review in terms of exactly how was the process, and also what are people saying regarding the application process, the innovation at its best. So, Steve, I have to thank you.
Many people are very much happy about it. There's only 2 or 3 who are complaining, and those that are complaining, please interact with us.
Yeah.
If you are struggling, go to my Facebook page, inbox me your contact details. We will assist you.